Jimmy's Jam Box. Keep jamming.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another exciting episode of Jimmy's Jam Box. We're here. We're back at it again, and we're going to get on into it. But before we do, as always, please make sure to like, subscribe, push all the buttons, do all the things. You know, I don't know where they are, but you do, and I trust you. And with that being said, let's go ahead and get on into it. Here is today's guest.
Hey everybody, my name's No6ody with a 6 for the B.
Hello. Hello. Thank you so much for joining us.
Oh, thank you for having me here.
Yeah, why don't you go ahead and tell us a little bit about, like where you're from, what you do, give us that like Tinder profile of your involvement with music.
All right, well, I was born and raised here in Vancouver. Just graduated high school, 2023.
Okay. Congratulations.
Appreciate it. It was pretty tough. COVID fucked everything up.
Oh man, I can only imagine.
Yeah, COVID's a bitch. But I mean, I'm just pursuing music right now. I really want to make that everyone's dream is to be like superstar status and shit like that. But
Yeah.
I just do it mainly. I started off like freestyling in a car with my friends, you know what I'm saying? And then it's like, oh shit, you're actually good at this. I got my homies telling me you're actually fucking good at that shit. I'm like, okay. So I took it more serious, started writing, and then I took it to a studio, like fielded out a little bit, and then progressed from there. And now I'm starting to try to build a name for myself. I did my first performance like a couple weeks ago. And that went really good, I would say. I had the whole crowd jumping with me, so that was exciting and shit like that. So
Hell yeah. And what got you into music initially?
I've just always loved sound, just attracts me to it. You know what I'm saying? When melodies for sure.
Okay.
Shit like that. Just one of my biggest influences is Juice WRLD for sure. I dove into his unreleased music when he was still alive, and his unreleased music, I don't know if you've ever looked into it, super, super dynamic.
Okay.
It's like one extreme to the other. So, that's kind of where I'm at right now, is trying to go from one extreme to the other and just kind of experience, you know what I'm saying?
Hell
Experiment.
Hell yeah. Do you play any instruments?
No. Sadly not.
What, do you have an interest in learning any?
I would say I'm definitely interested in learning it, but guitar would be something that would be cool. Piano looks pretty fucking sick. I won't lie about it.
Hell yeah.
I feel like you could make some cool shit with that.
Yeah, I could dig that.
Mm-hmm.
All right, now this next question, it's one we usually ask early. It's one we ask often, and it's definitely a crowd favorite. But we're going to modify it a little bit because I imagine your answer is going to be a little different anyway.
Okay.
Usually the question is, what was the first album you ever bought with your own money?
Okay.
But have you bought like a tangible
I'm
music?
sad to say that I haven't.
That's pretty common.
I do have I've bought Juice WRLD albums and shit. So
okay. What was the first album, or either album or if it was just a song? What was the first thing you downloaded?
That's a tough one. I don't think I could answer that. If I had to take a guess,
You got, not that mom would do, but the first one that you were I'm gonna get this, and you figured out a way to get it and you got it.
Shit. I downloaded a couple Juice WRLD songs. Unreleased music though, so I can't really speak on it.
Oh yeah,
you know
allegedly.
Yeah,
Okay, I gotcha. All right, hell yeah. And then what was the first show you ever went to?
First show I ever went to. Oh fuck, that's a good question. I need to think about that in a second. I haven't been to many shows. That's why, and I haven't just in general. But I really can't answer that. I don't think I've ever been to... No, that's false. I've been to a Suicide Boys concert. That's the first show I've been to.
Boom. There you go.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Who'd they play with?
Ski was there.
Okay.
A couple other really good artists at the time was there too. So
you're not the only
really
person
cool.
that's been on the show that's been to that show, I think. So
probably not.
Whoever it was.
Shit was popping.
Yeah. One of these days I'm gonna have this on file. So I can be oh, it's funny you say that because, but not this day.
I was tired about it though. My stomach was hurting throughout the whole thing. I was there at the time I fucked with Suicide Boys, but I wasn't that wasn't enough for me to go to a performance for them. But Ski Mask was there. I was like, okay, say that, I gotta go. You know what I'm saying? And then my stomach was fucked up. I was sitting down through the whole entire thing. I was like, oh no. So it wasn't super enjoyable, but fucking the speakers were crazy.
Yeah, you were there. It was still the moment, even if you weren't feeling 100.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. All right, now let's go ahead and dive into you as the artist.
Okay.
And we're gonna get the easy one out of the way. How'd you pick your name?
It took me a long time to figure out my name. So I came up with No6ody because my whole goal is to stay humble no matter where I get to. So if it's like I was talking about earlier, if I do achieve superstar status, no matter what, I'm still a nobody. I'm still the same as everybody who follows me, anybody who hates me and shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Keep me humble. I'm just like everybody else. This is the path I chose to take and pursue. And the 6 was just kind of like my girlfriend. I was like, I was trying to figure out how to make it more original. And she was just helping me brainstorm. She was like, what if you do a 6 for the B? I was like, we wrote it down, typed it out. And I was like, that shit actually looks cool. I'm like, okay, yeah, I'll do that.
Hell yeah.
So, yeah.
It's cool you pointed that out. Not a lot of people talk about like looking at what it looks like in multiple platforms, like looking at it like typed, looking at it written out, looking at it just in different fonts, like really trying to feel out like how those things work. So it's cool that you got to like actually sit down with that process. And I appreciate that you acknowledge the with a 6.
Yeah.
Because like black doesn't do that. And I'm always like, it's 6 black. Like that's just how I have to say it every time.
Or it's just black with a 6 for the B. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I mean, he's mainstream. If you just look up black, he'll probably pop up.
Yeah. But it's just like,
if I'm trying to like get new people to like find me, they're not gonna find me if they just look up nobody.
Yeah. Well, it's cool that you can say nobody with a 6 and everybody's gonna know that the 6 goes where the B goes too. That's just kind of like,
true, yeah.
like the fact that you don't have to explain it. Like you don't have to be, it's a 6 instead of a B. Like you don't have to say that. And so it's like, it almost becomes your slogan. It's nobody with a 6. Like that that has,
straight up,
that's like almost producer tag, but it's an artist name. So it hits. Okay, but let's keep going with this.
Okay.
Tell us about your writing process.
My writing process.
And let's focus on what, like when you get the inspiration, because obviously everybody has to go through that.
Oh, yeah.
What are the things that you do every time in the beginning? Like I know everybody does it differently, but what are the things you do every time in the beginning? And then after that, what decides a song is ready to release?
Okay, so this is probably going to be a little long of a explanation. So
it's your episode.
It's different. It's really different. Every single time. For a long time, I was just chilling in my car. I'd smoke. I'd listen to music while I do it, and then I'd just start. I'd like, you know what I'm saying? Listen to music. I get like it also really depends on how I'm feeling. I'll put on a beat. I'll scroll through YouTube for fucking 30 minutes to an hour until I find something that like just hits. And it's like, oh yeah, this is something that I fuck with. And then I'll just kind of like, if sometimes it just comes to me right off the bat, because like I said, I used to freestyle, so I'll just freestyle a hook, and then I'll go from there, and I'll kind of like freestyle or start writing it out in my notes on my phone. Otherwise, I mean, I just kind of like, I like listen to the beat, and I just kind of like hum out like the melody that I'm going for, and then I just add words to it, or like I said, I'll freestyle over the melody. And then when it comes to releasing music, I only have like 4 songs out right now. So I'm really patient with it because I like to try to get a really good push behind it. But I haven't done, so that's what I'm saying. So my next song that I'm dropping, I'm going to try to drop it October. I'm doing a music video for it this Sunday. Okay. And I'm going to try to put like $2 or $3 grand into advertising for it. So I'm just trying to get really good at that and take my time with it for sure. I don't want to rush anything. I know a lot of people like Russ, for example, with a song a week. You know what I'm saying? And I have potential to do stuff like that, which nothing against that, but I just like to take more time and try to make sure everything's perfect because I'm a very picky individual. I have like 30 unreleased songs right now that are just cooking in the vault. I still need to go back to every single one of them, add an ad-lib here, add an ad-lib there, adjust this part, you know what I'm saying? But so yeah, I'm just really patient and technical with it, I would say. Cool. But for the writing process, just cut and dry, smoke a lot, listen to music, get inspiration from that. How I'm feeling, I'll talk about certain subjects. It's kind of like, also, the vibe of the beat can also portray what vibe I give off. So if it's like dark vibe, then, you know, I'll match that. Or if it's like a happy vibe, but I'm feeling dark, you know, sometimes like make a new vibe in general, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I feel like if I showed you some of my unreleased music, you would get where I'm coming from. So
okay. Hell yeah. It's interesting that you say that because that part of that is like a really well attached concept, like the fact that you don't rush into putting anything out, the fact that you like take your time, you read into the meticulousness, you like really iron out the stuff that you have that backlog. But one thing that I think is really important to remember early on, because you only have a very narrow window of time if your goal is to achieve notability status. Like you only have a very small window of time where you have a very easy to track test audience. Like like while your audience is small comparatively. Now, it's not to say that you have a tiny audience now, but comparatively, because you have a smaller audience, doing more abstract stuff and trying things that may not work, this is the time to do it. Because if 20 of your 45 people as an imaginary number don't like it, then you can at least be like, what didn't they like? And do I want to lean into that, or do I want to go away from that? That's a lot tougher to do when your audience is like 20,000 or 200,000, because that change can affect.
You got mainstream artists.
Yeah, and it's not to say you shouldn't do that. I mean, that's the argument all the time, that, mainstream artists, the big artists, should be the ones taking the biggest risk.
Yeah.
Because they have the support regardless. There are people who will support them regardless.
That's true. Yeah.
But one thing, you shouldn't sit on something forever.
That's 100% true.
Like, it's definitely, it's important to be putting things out. But I think doing it with purpose, which I appreciate that you do, that goes a long way. Just putting one out a week because you're like, oh, that's how the algorithm works. No, the algorithm doesn't listen to your music. There are a million ways to do it, and they will achieve an outcome. You just have to decide if the outcome is worth the process and like what you're really trying to get out of it.
Okay.
But we'll touch on that a little bit more in a little bit. Let's dive on into the next question.
Okay.
Did we ever touch on like what actually decides a song is okay to release? Like, did you get onto that part?
To answer your question, no, we didn't talk about that yet. When it comes, I mean, I did kind of touch on it a little bit. Like I said, I'm very picky, and so
then for the 4 songs that you have out now, what decided that they were ready to put out?
One of them's called Quiet. I literally just black screen as the cover photo, dropped it, nothing. You know what I'm saying? Because I was just like, I just want another song out. Fuck it. Boom. Quiet. It just fits the whole, like, I'm dropping it quietly. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. My most recent one, I just got it mixed and mastered, got a, like, family opinion, stuff like that. I really liked it at the time. And then I was like, okay, I'm going to put this out because I need more. It's difficult right now because since I don't have a lot of music out, my goal is to try to get music out, but I don't want to put out because it's kind of like a catalog right now. It's super small, so if you scroll through, I'm trying to keep it dynamic, and I feel like I'm doing a pretty solid job of that so far.
You have an interesting focus on dynamic, like because you mentioned it with Juice WRLD stuff, and now with yours. Is that an important aspect for you to have like a variety of sounds?
100%.
Okay,
100%.
And why is that?
Bigger audience. You know what I'm saying, or just not even that, because I mean, me as an individual, I know if I'm sad, if I can go to an artist, get a sad vibe out of him, I'm happy. Go to that same artist, get a happy vibe, so on. It's like, it's really, it brings people back to you more often, I would say.
Okay, so the ability to connect with a wider audience.
And
okay,
it's also just letting them in more on, like, just you as an artist and you as a person, I'd say.
Yeah, I do.
Because not everyone's just all butterflies and fucking rainbows. Not everyone's just depressed. I want to, you know what I'm saying? It's, you know, keep it real. Let's put it short.
Hell yeah, love that. All right, now, out of the 4 songs you have out, if you could only show everybody one song, which song would you show them?
That's a tough question. I have one song that's grown on. When I dropped it, I was like, oh, this is crazy. And then it kind of went to like, it wasn't the first song I'd show people. And I'm like, oh, I'm an artist. I'm like, I don't like it. And then they'd be like, what do you mean the song's like, this is my favorite song? So, I mean, if I was going to say that, it's the first song I've ever dropped, which is Gamble. So, I mean, yeah.
Hell yeah. And then go ahead and tell us about the show you performed at.
So Los Event Hall. Shout out to Hooligan, shout out to Unique. They helped me host
shout out
it.
Hooligan and Unique.
Hooligan, big help right now. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
Just give him his flowers straight up. He's showing me the ropes 100%.
He's the homie for sure. Yeah, big friend.
Always
big
kept it
friend
real.
Of the show.
Always kept it real.
Yeah.
So he was trying to show me and Unique how to run a show, and he did a really good job about it. So that's something that I'm spoke straight gibberish right there. He did a good job at it, and then so I'm gonna just hang around. I like to hang around a lot of people that's in the industry or locally, and doing more than I am, so I can get a feel for it and learn from them, in like just a really genuine way, and create genuine relationships, I would say. The show went really good. It could have went way better.
They always
could have went way worse.
They always,
you know what I'm saying?
They always can go way better.
Oh, yeah.
Like there's just, when you have that many people in a room and there's like so many variables as far as like energies and like if people are taking what, or like who's going to party too early, or who's decided not to, or like just what day they're having. You can't put that many people in a room and have everything go perfectly.
That's true.
That's not the point of organizing the show. It's like the chaos is part of it.
Yeah.
So I think that's, you know, part of the energy, but a good show is a good show nonetheless.
Yeah.
So it's cool that you put it. I didn't realize y'all had put it on.
Yeah, I mean, fucking, I felt like I did a pretty good voice cracking up in this bitch. I felt like I did a pretty good job of interacting with the crowd.
Yeah.
I mean, I held to a couple of my homies. I was like, let them sing a couple like a bar real quick. Otherwise, I was like, it was like there was the front row that was like wanting to like get hyped as fuck. So I was jumping with them, making eye contact with them when I was saying certain shit, like just like trying to connect with them straight up. I had one person walk up to me. He's like, "I loved your energy on the set."
Yep.
Not even on
Stage
some
presence goes a long
yeah,
way.
not even on some fan shit. He was just being like, and I appreciated it too. He was just like, I fucked with it. And he was like, I fucked with your just energy and your vibe. And I was like, I really appreciate that.
Hell yeah.
So I felt like I did a really good job for my first show, 100%.
I dig that. Well, we'll definitely have to get you back after your next show so we can
Alright,
see how
so-
that one went in comparison.
Okay.
And now this next question, this one's going to wrap up the artist focus one, but this one's a little dense, and you've kind of already gone into it. So you can go into this one for as long or as little as you want to kind of button it up. But what is it about music, like the process, the making it? So not like what comes from it. It's not like once you've done it, what is the happen because of? But like, what is it about the process of making music when you're in the thick of it that matters the most to you? What is it about making music that you enjoy the most?
I love when I'm able to give myself chills with my own music, or when I write something and it's just got me like smiling, like straight up. I'm like, holy fuck. I was like, because I've impressed myself a lot. Because like I said, I have a bunch of unreleased music, but some of the shit I say is like, damn, that's real. Some of the shit I say is like, there's no way I just fucking said that. There's no way I just spit like that either. So it's just about, it makes me happy 100%. And hearing like, it's just like, it gives me the same feeling when I hear someone else do a song. It gives me chills. If I'm able to do that for myself too, it's like, okay, at least I'm able to satisfy myself with my music. And as long as that's happening, I can't complain. Because like I said, I want it to become something more, but I do it as a hobby / career. Like it is my career, but I do it as a hobby right now, just so I can't get taken down by like anybody's opinion. You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah.
It's like, okay, I appreciate that. I'll move on. You know what I'm saying?
I love that. Love that. Hell yeah. All right, now we're going to go ahead and we're going to move on to some hypothetical questions.
Okay.
And these ones are fun. Have fun with these.
All right.
For the first one, if you could work with any one artist who's currently alive.
You already knew my answer.
And again, currently alive, and if it's a member of a group, or if it's a group, you have to pick an individual member.
Okay.
Who would you pick?
Fuck. That's a really good question.
And how would you work with them? Sorry, I've been trying to bake that into it as well.
Okay. In what way? Like album, like or
No,
what?
just how would you work with them?
Okay,
So who would you work with and how?
If I had to pick one artist to work with. I've been listening to Sleepy Hollow recently, but I probably wouldn't, just because I don't feel like, I mean, it would create a unique vibe, but I just don't feel like it would match up entirely. I mean, actually, no, I take that back. I feel like Sleepy Hollow would, you know, I feel like if I like, because like I said, I try my hardest to be dynamic when I do features. If they send me a vibe with their song and their lyrics, I'll go off of that.
Okay.
But I'll add my own twist into it. So I feel like Sleepy Hollow would be a cool artist to work with 100%. I like sitting down in person and go writing together type shit. Just smoke out, hang out, and then just go from there. Otherwise, Ski Mask the Slump God, I feel like that's kind of cliche, but you know, so that's why I chose Sleepy Hollow. You know what I'm saying?
Bet. Hell yeah. And now subsequently, who's a local artist that you're aware of that you haven't gotten to work with yet, but you would like to?
Saya, the kid.
Oh,
but
bet.
I'm going to a studio
Shout out
session
Saya.
with him right after this interview. So I'm
perfect.
excited for that.
Perfect. Hell yeah. Oh, I won't say anything if you don't. All right. And then for this next one, this, again,
Okay.
go big with this.
All right.
If you could perform anywhere in the world and you wouldn't have to worry about crowd access, power, stability, like the show is going to be good, guaranteed,
Okay.
great show. You could perform anywhere in the world. Where would you perform?
Some nostalgic ass place, like giant ass view of waterfall in the background. You know what I'm saying? Like probably in like a canyon, like kind of like, you know how like people
the Grand Canyon?
fucking crazy. I mean, fuck it, yeah. How crazy would that be?
That would be
Performance
wild.
in the Grand Canyon. So I mean, fuck it, Grand Canyon. You know why
Hell yeah.
not?
Boom.
There you go.
Hell yeah. All right, and then for the last one for the hypotheticals, and this is kind of a dense one again.
Okay.
If you had to perform a completely different genre than any genre you've ever performed before, so if you've had a mixed genre song, both of those are off the table, and we are now excluding country music and electronic music.
Okay.
What would you pick?
That's like I said, I'm pretty dynamic. So like I've touched on a lot of shit. So this is a really tricky question.
Yep.
And you X'd out country music too. Fuck.
Yep.
Shit.
Too many people were defaulting to it.
Seriously?
Like
Okay.
it seemed like a cop out. So I want to make it a little more difficult for everybody.
I mean, to make something like some of Billie Eilish's vocal, like when she blends, like kind of like, because I did choir for a long time when I went to school, because one, it was a fun class, and two, like you don't get homework in choir. So,
That's fair.
So
20 do re mi's.
yeah, there you go. Do re, you know what I'm saying? Fucking.
Look at him starting low re. Do re mi.
Fucking. So something like. I can't remember the song of it, but it's like super in the style. Like it gives me chills when I listen to it. Because it sounds like she blends her voices very well.
Gotcha.
So it's just singing, and it's like kind of like almost a choir, but not really. It's like three people just really good at harmonizing.
No,
But it's all the same fucking person. So I feel like that's something I have tried to do, but I haven't done it so like successfully yet. So
Hell yeah.
fingers crossed on that.
Love it. Hell yeah. All right, we're going to go ahead and start wrapping this up.
Okay.
Why don't you tell us what do you have coming up, say like end of October onwards?
Fuck. So my plan is to run a couple more not a couple more shows. Start running a show monthly, like at a venue, Airbnb, some sort of show.
Yeah.
My plan is to start trying to drop music monthly. I just got a new job, so that will probably help me out with that. Financially was kind of like, a bitch that's why I haven't dropped in a minute.
Yeah.
But I just got a really good new job, so monthly for music is kind of like my hopes for that.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Got a music video coming out October. Hopefully, fingers crossed on that. Don't mark my words on that. So, my videographer, not my videographer, but the videographer I'm working with, I know he's super, super busy. He's a cool dude, but super, super busy. So no promises on that. But
Hell yeah.
definitely coming soon.
Dope. All right, and then for this next one, go and look at the camera. Tell people how they can find you. Give us like your ads and plugs and things like
All right,
that.
so you can find me nobody with a 6 for the B, .official on Instagram. Otherwise, just nobody with a 6 for the B on all platforms. You can find me anywhere.
Hell yeah. And then any other plugs, any other shout outs, anybody else you want to put on while you're on the show?
Off the top of my head, I couldn't really say anything. I'm kind of got put on here, so.
Fair. Yeah. This is definitely a last minute thing, so we appreciate you coming through.
I appreciate you.
But I'm sure everybody knows you love them equally.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. All right, we're going to officially start wrapping things up.
Okay.
I'm going to steal the camera for just a second, but we got one more question to go. As always, y'all, please make sure to like, subscribe, push all the buttons, do all the things. I don't know where they are, but you do, and I trust you. And with that being said, the final question. What is your guilty pleasure song?
My guilty pleasure song. Okay, I gotta think released.
I mean, just, yeah.
I mean, fuck that. Just keep it blunt. I was just listening to it today. It's called Lavish by Juice WRLD. Unreleased. You might not be able to find it. You might be able to. It is a guilty pleasure song. Not like that, but it's just, it's a vibe. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like, I don't give a fuck. I need this, I need this, I need this type shit. So I fuck with that. When you're in the right vibe, it got me hyped.
Hell yeah. All right, we're going to go ahead and officially wrap things up. Thank you so much for joining us today.
I appreciate you for having me.
Hell yeah, this has been another exciting episode of Jimmy's Jambox. I'm Jimmy.
And I'm nobody.
And we're signing off. Later, y'all.
That's a wrap. This is not a podcast. This is a show. Keep jamming.